Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing this morning? My name is Bryan. I'm a business assistant specialist in the Office of the Governor's Economic Development and Tourism. We're very excited to be here in San Antonio. This is the 14th of our 15 events this year. We've been all around the state, but it's good to be back here. I was just here, I guess, a week or so ago for the Day of the Dead Festival, which was outstanding. Down on the Riverwalk. So it's good to be back and glad to be here to present some great information. Hope you all get as much out of it as I do. Each time we do these, we have different presenters and they all have a little bit different take on everything. So we learn as much from the presenters here in your community as you do. So we're excited to participate as well. Before we get started today, I want to bring up and recognize the leadership of our partnering organization that made it possible for the governor's small business team to be here today. Brigadier General David Petersen, United States Air Force retired, serves as the interim president and CEO and the executive vice president of the Greater San Antonio Chamber of Commerce. In this role, he is responsible for helping to manage the day-to-day operation of San Antonio's leading business organization, increasing the Chamber's overall workforce effectiveness and outreach into the community. Petersen brings nearly 30 years of military service to the position, with 15 of those as a senior leader, commander, and senior level deputy. Before joining the Chamber, Petersen was president and CEO of Petersen Solutions, an independent consulting firm managing and advising on key issues for vice presidents of major corporations in multiple business areas. He helped guide and develop a strategy for over $5 billion in new capture efforts. Prior to leaving the military, Petersen served as the Deputy Director of Intelligence, Operations, and Nuclear Integration for Flying Training, Headquarters, Air Education, and Training Command at Joint Base San Antonio Randolph. There he developed policies and programmed resources for aircrew training programs. Petersen received his commission in 1984 as a graduate of the U.S. Air Force Academy, and held previous positions including serving in the office of the Deputy Undersecretary of the Air Force in Washington, D.C., and as the Deputy U.S. Military Representative to the NATO Military Committee in Brussels, Belgium. Petersen is a command pilot and has flown more than 4,100 hours while serving as an instructor pilot and flight examiner in the F-15C, T-38, and T-6 aircraft. He has combat hours during Operations Desert Storm and Provide Comfort. Petersen earned a Bachelor of Science degree from the U.S. Air Force Academy in Colorado. He attained a Master of Military Arts from the Army Command and General Staff College at Fort Leavenworth in Kansas, and a Master of Strategic Studies from the Air War College at Maxwell Air Force Base in Alabama. Please help me welcome Dave Petersen to the stage.
That was awfully long. Sorry I put you through all that. One of the most important things that was left off of that is that I'm a small business owner. And so I imagine we've got some folks in here that can identify with that. And I own a restaurant out in Cibolo, and I've had it for about 4.5 years. So if you do the math really quickly, we opened in June of 2019, and then our world erupted about March of 2020, as it probably did for many of the folks in this room. So I've got a good sense of that. I can identify with the stresses of small business. But my role at the Greater San Antonio Chamber of Commerce is to lead an outstanding team of individuals. And one of our key focus areas, before I got hired, and one of the reasons they hired me was my military background, but our military affairs focus has been strong throughout, and that's for actively serving as well as veteran community in San Antonio, which we know is a significant part of our population. And I'm glad to see so many. How many veterans do we have in the audience? Yeah, so glad to see all of you. Thank you. And so your chamber is focused on that. We've got Lori Stinson up at the front table. She will be moderating a panel later, but she leads our military affairs efforts, and it's important that she does so because she brings a perspective different than mine as an actively serving. She actively served as a spouse, and so she identifies that portion of the population that is absolutely critical as well. So we really try to bring a lot of balance in the chamber's efforts on how we support the businesses in this community and the individuals that we can help with. We've also got Jeff Fair. He's our Vice President of Cybersecurity and Economic Development, so he's been helping bring all this together. So Jeff, thanks for your great work. And we know cybersecurity is a key component of this community. We have a lot of people that get out of the service and then join companies in cybersecurity or start their own. And so we are excited to be part of that. We've done many efforts in that space, and I know we'll continue to. Great things coming. We're working to actively support Port San Antonio as they try to build a bigger and better campus for 16th Air Force. We'll be in Washington next week meeting with Air Force leadership to see how we can move that effort forward. But just rest assured that your chamber is actively working, is actively trying to drive change in this community and trying to support the businesses the best we can. So I am going to have to run off today, but those two individuals that I introduced will be here with you. Please get their card, get their name, talk to them about what the chamber does. But it is all about supporting business in this community and making this community as business friendly as possible. I do want to thank our great friends from Austin for keeping San Antonio. They saved the best for second to last, it sounds like. So that's just great. But we love having the support come here. The governor's office has been very supportive of small business. And I know there's going to be incredible information to be gained today. Ask a lot of questions, dive in deep, challenge the presenters, make sure you're getting what you need out of this whole day, and make sure that you reach out to our team because we really want to be supportive to everybody in the greater San Antonio area. So I'll leave it to the rest of the day. I've got to run off, like I said, unfortunately. I would love to pick brains, but I've got note takers that'll tell me all the stuff I missed out on. So thank you very much. Thanks for coming out.
Our next speaker, Alberto Trevino III, serves as the Commissioner representing Labor for the Texas Workforce Commission. On January 9, 2023, Governor Greg Abbott appointed him to the three-member commission and confirmed by the Texas Senate on March 15, 2023. Prior to his appointment, Commissioner Trevino of Harlingen served as a retired U.S. Border Patrol agent. Trevino has a nearly 33 years of combined law enforcement and Border Patrol experience with 21 years of service to Local 3307 of the National Border Patrol Council, where he served as Executive Vice President and later as Treasurer. Prior to the NBPC, Commissioner Trevino served as a police instructor, background investigator, and patrol officer for the Harlingen Police Department. He is a third-degree Knight of the Knights of Columbus, former member of the City of Harlingen Tennis Advisory Board, and a former volunteer for Little League Baseball. Commissioner Trevino received an associate's degree in criminal justice from Texas Southernmost College. Please help me welcome Commissioner Alberto Trevino III to the stage.
Thank you, Bryan. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the Small Business Summit here in San Antonio. I'm going to try to keep this brief because I know you have a busy day of events today. But as Bryan said, my name is Alberto Trevino. I'm from Harlingen, Texas, originally, born and raised. I was appointed by Governor at the beginning of this year, and so I've been in this role just a short time. My prior service is in law enforcement, but I did have the opportunity to serve with the National Border Patrol Council, which is the union that represents the agents. So I got to do a lot of work with employer and labor management issues. I also grew up in a family of small business owners. My grandpa had a sewing machine center in Enberg, Texas. And when I was in high school, during the summers, I would spend my summer there and help him pick up the heavy sewing machines so he could pick them up or work on them. And then I would take him to the cars once they were fixed. But I got to see how he interacted with his customers. And they weren't really customers. They were more like family. And they kept coming back because of the way he treated them. My dad was a dentist and had a small practice in Harlingen. And my mom was a receptionist. So after school, my sister and younger brother, we'd walk to his office and do our homework until they got off work. But we also got to see how he interacted with his patients and the way my mom would schedule the patients and talk to them so that they knew that they were welcome. Because as everybody might fear, I never did, but people don't like to go to the dentist. And they kept it a family business. So I think that's important when we're talking about small businesses. Now, as commissioner representing labor, it is my responsibility to serve 14 million working Texans and to ensure that they are respected and treated fairly in the workplace. We give them the opportunities to obtain the skills that they need to further and help small businesses and large employers as well. TWC and our 28 workforce solution boards continue to build the Texas labor force by removing barriers. We focus on highly specialized training that will prepare the workforce for the future. Also, we continue to upskill Texans to create a pipeline of in-demand workers to meet the needs of employers and the regional employment ecosystems across the state. Now, I appreciate the chance to say hello this morning, and I hope that everyone will enjoy this summit. Thank you.
Okay, before we head into our panel discussions, I'd like you to hear from a person who truly leads the efforts towards building and maintaining a strong business environment in the great state of Texas. In October 2019, Adriana Cruz was appointed to lead the Governor's Office of Texas Economic Development and Tourism. EDT markets Texas as one of the world's premier business and travel destinations. As Executive Director, she provides leadership to business and community development, economic development finance, Texas Tourism, Texas Workforce Investment Council, Texas Music Office, and Texas Film Commission. You can imagine how much work that is keeping up with people like me. Adriana has more than 20 years of leadership experience in economic development, marketing, and international business. Prior to her appointment to lead the Texas Economic Development and Tourism Office, Adriana was president of the Greater San Marcos Partnership, the regional economic development organization established to encourage and nurture economic growth in San Marcos and Hays and Caldwell counties. Previously, Adriana was vice president of global corporate recruitment for the Austin Chamber of Commerce. In 2020, she was appointed by Governor Greg Abbott to the Strike Force to Open Texas, a team of nationally recognized private and public leaders to advise the governor on safely and strategically reopening the state of Texas. In January 2020, Governor Greg Abbott appointed Adriana to the Council on Cultural Affairs and named her vice chair of the council. In 2021, she was again appointed to the Texas Freight Advisory Committee. She serves on the Texas Economic Development Council and the Texas Workforce Investment Council. In addition, from 2016 to 2019, she served on the Texas Economic Incentives Oversight Board to review the efficiency of Texas incentive programs. In 2016, she won the Austin Business Journal's Profiles in Power, Central Texas Woman of Influence Award. And today, Adriana holds a BBA in marketing from the University of Texas at Austin. I guess I'm supposed to say hook 'em? Okay. Has been married for 34 years to her husband, Rick, and has 3 grown children and 1 grandson living in the Austin area. Please help me welcome my boss, Miss Adriana Cruz, to the podium.
Thank you, Bryan. And when you say hook 'em, you have to do this also. So, so you do. Well, thank you, everyone. Good morning. It's a beautiful day in San Antonio, Texas. It's my privilege and honor to be here with you in Military City, USA. On behalf of the Economic Development and Tourism Office and the Office of the Governor, I want to welcome you to this Governor's Small Business Summit, which fittingly is honoring our veteran small business owners and entrepreneurs. And for all the veterans in the room, I want to say thank you for your service to our country. Today, we have a tremendous lineup of subject matter experts who are here to help our Texas small business owners and aspiring entrepreneurs reach new heights by connecting you with the resources and information that you need to start and strengthen and grow your business. I want to start off by saying thank you to our partners and to our sponsors, the Texas Workforce Commission, the Greater San Antonio Chamber of Commerce, Turner Construction, Wood Forest National Bank, and the San Antonio Food Bank, who is also providing us this wonderful venue. Thank you for your help and your support in putting this program together. To the dozens of local, state, and federal agencies serving as resource providers and panelists, and you see them around the room, thank you for your continued support and investment into Texas's small businesses. Many of you have traveled long distances to be here today, and that serves as a reminder to all of us just how important this work is. So as we're doing our networking, please be sure to visit with the resource providers that are around the room. Governor Abbott is committed to making Texas a place for business, both large and small, to succeed. And under this mandate, our office continues to assist our state's entrepreneurs and small business owners because they are the backbone of the Texas economy. 98% of Texas businesses are small businesses. I hope you come away from today's summit with new insights into critical business topics, an opportunity to network with other business owners, and to connect with experts and resources to help your business to succeed. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I would be remiss if I didn't recognize our small business team who are sitting over in the back, Jarvis, Bryan, Nydia, and our Central Texas Regional Representative, Ricardo, who is here. There he is. But be sure to visit with them throughout the day. And at this time, I want to ask you to please turn your attention to the video screens for a few words from our governor and my boss, Governor Greg Abbott.
Hi, this is Governor Greg Abbott. Welcome to the 2023 Office of the Governor Small Business Summit. Thank you all for taking part in this exciting event that celebrates and encourages small businesses in Texas. There are more than 3 million small businesses in our state, and they employ nearly half of all Texans. Small businesses are the backbone of our state's booming economy, and they offer success for every Texan across our state. We're the top state for jobs created by Hispanic women business owners and Black business owners. Texas is home to the lowest business operating cost, which is why so many entrepreneurs come to our state to find the freedom and opportunity they just cannot get elsewhere. So thank you to all of the small business owners for your investment in Texas. Together, we will ensure that Texas is the best state to live, raise a family, and to grow a business. May God bless you in your efforts, and may God forever bless the great state of Texas.
Okay, just real quick, before we get into the panel sessions for today, let me give you a brief overview of the three 50-minute informational panels that will be held right here at the top of each hour. We will start with the benefits of being veteran-owned, moderated by Hein Tron at 9 a.m. The middle panel will be a discussion on workforce challenges, moderated by Lori Stinson at 10 a.m. And the closing panel will be Access to Capital, How to Fund Your Business, will commence at 11 a.m. and will be moderated by Cecilia Marquez. Apologize. The day will draw to a close following words from our special guest speaker, Mary Hernandez, and a keynote address by Shiloh Harris of Team Never Quit. Between each of the sessions, we strongly encourage you to visit with the various state, federal, and local agencies and resource providers that have graciously joined us here today. Please turn your attention to the screen as we gratefully acknowledge the exhibitors here today. Also, during today's event, please take advantage of the free professional headshots that every business owner should have in their portfolio. The photo booth is in a room that's just outside past the registration. If you're like me, before I started here, my headshot was like 15, 20 years old. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but it was time. Again, as small business owners, it's hard to get away from the business. It's hard to justify spending the money on a professional headshot. but in today's digital economy, it's very, very important. So please take advantage of this free opportunity. It's being provided by the office, by the Small Business Assistance Team. Again, we'll be making this announcement. We want you to take advantage of that for us. The restrooms there's some that are right outside the hall here. Make a left and then go down. You'll see the restrooms there. And I believe there's some downstairs also. Your exits, if something would happen, not that anything will happen, are right back here. And I believe there's one over here on the side here. So, again, just want to reiterate to please engage with the exhibitors during the planned breaks. And then also following this event, a survey will go out so you can provide your feedback about the event. It really does help us shape events in the future. These events are for our small business owners here in the San Antonio region. We work with our local partners to pick the topics that are important to you. Because what's important to you may not be important to what we do in Beaumont or Arlington. So the feedback that you provide is greatly appreciated. We'll be back around the state next year with another 15. We'll be 3 more in the central region. So it really does help us shape what we're doing. And if there are things that aren't being presented here, let us know that too. We need to know what's going on in the community. Again, Jarvis Brewer is our small business advocate, and that helps him keep his thumbprint on what's happening for our small businesses here in the state of Texas. And with that, I've talked enough. Please network during these breaks. Meet with your resource providers. We'll be back here at 9 o'clock for our first session. And again, thank you all for being here.